All right, everybody, welcome back to my fourth YouTube video. I have my little post-it note so I can keep track of all the things I want to say. Today, we are going to be talking about my first time abroad. Let's flash back to 2022. I was a junior in college and I really wanted to do a study abroad. I think like my dad definitely motivated me to do it because that was one of the things that he was like, I want you to do a study abroad, as many as you can when you're in college. Like, study abroads are the best thing ever. And I already had, this love for travel. And so I was like, why wouldn't I do that? Like, that is such an awesome opportunity. I got accepted to go to a study abroad in Italy and Austria. I majored in public relations. So I don't completely remember the name of the study abroad, but it was around social media and social justice, I think, or yeah, pretty much. We weren't really studying during the study abroad. Only assignments on the study abroad were to literally make videos and journal. So it was like the best study abroad ever. COVID had been shutting everything down. I had pretty much been in Zoom University for like a few semesters, so I was so excited to finally like meet other people in my program, to finally learn more, like hands-on learning, and just to like experience a new place. June of 2022, we flew out to Rome. It was on my birthday, June 20th, the summer solstice. The thing about this study abroad is that we went to so many major cities, so it was definitely a breadth of experiences that we got, but I didn't really feel like I got an in-depth experience and understanding because we just weren't in any one city for more than a few days. But honestly, it was such a perfect first experience abroad because we were able to go to Rome, Florence, Milan, Cinque Terre, Lake Como, Venice, like all of these major cities, and just see all the things there are to see there and go on tours and learn about the history and the architecture. And it was just such a good experience. The specific experience I want to talk about in this travel story is when we were in Austria. Austria is definitely one of those countries that we went to: Salzburg, Hallstatt, and Vienna. And I don't know what about Austria, it completely just like captured me. Just with the mountains, Hallstatt Lake was gorgeous. The food was amazing. It is such a gorgeous country. We had a few free days throughout the whole month that we were in Italy and Austria. Instead of just taking like a chill, relaxing free day, me and my friends decided to hike this huge mountain called Mount Schafberg. And we were like, why not? I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. I know it started with an S and I know it ended in a berg. It just looked gorgeous just from the pictures on Google. So I was like, you don't have to convince me to do that. Like, that looks so fun. And when else am I going to be in Austria, right? We woke up early and we were going to take the bus to this town called Winkel, which is like the cutest little town ever. That was right at the base of the mountain. And then we would just walk through the town to then get to the hike. We were looking for bus 50. That was the bus we were going to take. And I don't know where it was, but we spent like 30 minutes trying to find on this like bus transportation map where bus 50 was, and we couldn't find it. Long story short, we ended up getting on the right bus, and we took the bus to this little town called Winkel, like the cutest little town, and we just thought the name was so precious. We're walking through this cute little Austrian town, and like, this town is obviously not touristy at all. So it was so cool to just walk around this like local town and just see all the stores and just see people going about their day. And it was just really cool to just feel completely just in a place. I don't completely remember how long the hike was, but it was a pretty long hike. And mind you, I know I'm outdoorsy and I know I like to climb, but I am not a huge hiker, which seems kind of ironic. I really only hike to climb. Like, I don't really backpack or hike just to hike, We start this hike and it is super steep. It was a pretty rough hike. Like, just the first half of it was super steep, super uphill, really rocky, through these woods. And I remember we all were like kind of tired, but we all like didn't want to stop, you know, so we were kind of just all like keeping each other going. We did stop to eat lunch at this little plateau flat place when we got kind of over the forest, and this was only like halfway through the hike, but the view was absolutely amazing. Like this gorgeous butterfly, there was this caterpillar as well, and it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just gorgeous. Like my jaw was dropped the entire time. Just like the lake at the bottom and the mountains and the trees. I was like, this is like, we're not even at the top yet, and this is already like the most gorgeous view I have ever seen. We get closer to the top where it completely opens up. And also, cool thing about this hike, there's actually like a restaurant on top of the mountain, which is so cool. And there's actually, we found this out when we got to the top, there's a railroad that can bring you all the way to the top. So that's what a lot of people do. They just take the train up to the top of the mountain and then just hike down. We get to this field, and it is just this completely open field on the top of this huge mountain, and there are so many cows up there. We're like standing in the path and like all over the field, and it was so much fun. It was so cool. I did not realize how much I love cows. Cows are just so adorable. They're so cute. The last stretch before we get to the very tippy top is probably the most strenuous, because it's like, I don't know, maybe like whatever angle that is, 45 degree angle. It was really steep and super rocky. I was going so slow, but I was like, I know if I stop, I'm gonna get like, I'm not gonna want to keep going. So like, I just was taking like the tiniest little baby steps, but like still going up and just totally out of breath. Because I don't know how high up we were. I know we gained at least a few thousand feet of elevation. But yeah, again, I'm not a hiker, so it was rough. We finally make it to the top, and oh my goodness, the view was absolutely insane. Whenever I think about hiking or people mention hiking, I always think of this hike, because this is like the most gorgeous hike I have ever been on. It was, oh my gosh, like I'm literally lost for words. It was gorgeous, and looking back on these pictures, I'm just like, the awe and wonder is still with me. It was so pretty. That's literally the only way I can describe it. It was absolutely gorgeous. And it was one of those views that like you just could not take your eyes away. Like you just wanted to keep looking at it, because there was just so much to see. We got a bunch of pictures at the top, of course. And there was also this cool cross up there. I don't know if that was like a memorial or something, but that was super cool. And it totally just opened my eyes to how much the world has to offer, especially nature-wise. Like, I've been super lucky living in gorgeous places like Hawaii and Utah and Colorado, and just seeing so much of the US, but going abroad and seeing just how gorgeous and how different the nature is abroad, it just totally opened my eyes to just how much is out there and how much I want to see. Then we actually decided to take the train part of the way down, because we thought it would be super fun. We're like, of course, why would we not want to take a cute little train down this gorgeous mountain? So we asked one of the workers when the time for the train was, and they were like, oh, it leaves like at the top of every hour. So we were like, okay, we can make it. So we got our tickets, ran to the ran to the platform where the train was leaving, and the whole train was filled up. So we're like, dang it, like we don't want to wait another hour for this. Like, this super sucks. So we were like trying to see if there was any other space. And then we see the conductor come out, and he's like, hey, are you guys wanting to get on the train? And we're like, yes, but there's like no space in the train. And he was like, hey, just come up to the front, and you can just sit in like I don't even know what it's called. Sit in like the front where the conductor sits. So we go into like the little conductor room, and we're just sitting sitting and standing with the conductor of this train. It was so funny, because there was literally only like 2 seats. So we were like sitting on each other's laps and just like standing and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was so fun though. So we were just like talking to this conductor. He was super cool. We were like, can we pull the little horn? And he was like, yeah, sure. So we like, it was so fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were like tooting the horn and stuff, and like, oh my gosh, we were just laughing the whole time. Like it was so fun. And then we get off, we thank him, and oh my gosh, like he was such a homie. Like everyone there was so nice. He definitely brightened our days, and I could tell we also brightened his day as well, just because of how excited we were. But yeah, that was definitely such a core memory. Especially with my first experience traveling abroad, and it definitely set the bar really, really high. So now going forward, I have this mindset of just completely wanting to immerse myself in the nature of new places and to be just excited and friendly and just be able to be open-minded and just meet people along the way and do hard things. It's my first experience abroad. I have so many other really cool stories from my first time in Italy and Austria. So the next video will probably be something about that, but we'll see how I'm feeling next week. But yeah. Also, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere near Utah Lake. This is the view. I'm debating if I want to cold plunge or not. It's really warm outside, so I feel like this would be the perfect time. We'll see.